Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of JAFM Audio. I'm James. That's Frank right there. And we're talking Mets baseball. The Mets are in the midst of a doubleheader today. Lost the first game, and now they are trailing 1-0 in the first to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yep.
But we're not going to just talk all bad news. We're going to I think the Mets are going to come back today and get a victory in this series.
History shows you lose the first game of a doubleheader. you know more than 50% of the time you lose both.
Okay, that's a nice stat. Let's get into the pitching. Let's talk about a little bit Mets baseball. What do you want to start with today, man? You want to start with the pitching?
Yeah, we can start about the pitching. Starting bullpen. How you want to go about this?
Well, we can start with the starters.
Right.
The starters have been excellent. I got to give them a lot of credit, man. And you know what? Clay Holmes, he's 4-1 with a 2.95. I love the way that sounds. Tyler McGill is 3-2 with a 1.7. Griffin Cannon, of all people, 4-1 with a 2.61. Kodai Senga, 3-2 with a 1.38.
Yeah.
David Peterson, who actually has the highest ERA amongst the starters is 2-1 with a 3.06.
It's shocking how well their starting rotation has been. I thought that was going to be one of their weak points. Turns out to be one of their strongest assets on the team.
Yes, a lot of people.
Crazy.
A lot of people were questioning the starting staff that David Stearns built, including me. But I didn't think it was going to be as bad as people were making it out to be. I know what Kodai Senga can do, although he annoys me lately, and we'll touch on that in a minute. But Kodai Senga, man, can you go more than 6 innings?
He doesn't want to get hurt again.
Can you go more than like 80 pitches? Like I'm so tired of it. I can't tell you how many times I've watched this year alone where he's cruising, he's a low pitch count, and he's asking out of a game, like literally going in the dugout and looking at the manager and smiling like, okay, I've had enough.
That's not a good look.
No,
not a good look at all.
No, and I don't know if he's, like you said, he's trying to prevent an injury, or maybe they have a little strategy here where let's keep the innings down, and if we make the playoffs, then we can go, full steam ahead. But I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I'm tired of that.
It is it's not a good look when you see, arguably your best pitcher on the team, who's supposed to be your best pitcher on the team, dominating a game and then asking to come out the game. It's a little weird. Like, where's your competitive spirit? Where's, your hunger for the game?
Look at this. May 1st against Arizona. He gets a loss. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 3 bases, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. A week before that, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. A week before that, 5 and 2/3, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Let me see a 7 or 8 spot there. Let me see 7 innings. Let me see 8 innings. You're supposed to be the ace of this staff, man. And he's been excellent when he's on the mound. He's been excellent, but he's not. I carry the staff for a freaking game. Yeah, and on top of that, you're going a 6-game rotation with this guy. You know that.
Maybe, there's some analytics behind that where after the 6th inning that he pitches, maybe his numbers drop. Could be something like that, too. We over there in your pitching lab, at Citi Field. Who knows what analytics they're running where maybe they're limiting him to 6 innings. It could be that too.
I don't like it. Clay Holmes has pitched more innings than him. Excuse me. Tyler McGill's around the same spot, but I don't like it, man. Go out there and pitch. You're at 80 pitches in the 6th. I mean, you should be able to go another inning or 2.
They're trying to preserve him. They don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah, I get it. But you know what?
It's still early in the season, so maybe as the season goes on, they'll let him, throw some more.
But the starting staff has been excellent. Excellent. Let me get into the bullpen now. Listen. Let me tell you something. AJ Minta. People don't realize how big this is. He's injured, and now they're considering surgery. And if there is surgery, he's done for the season. If there's no surgery, they're saying he may be done until September. He'll need to rest June, July, August, and then he can come back in September.
That's a big deal because
it's a huge deal. Let me tell you, he is, besides Reed Garrett, AJ Minta has been the best bullpen arm out of the bullpen. He's a dominant lefty. He gets lefties out. He can even get righties out, and he's a veteran. And when he went down, it kind of scared me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Why? You got Edwin Diaz.
We do have Edwin Diaz, but
who got one leg longer than the other.
Anyway, Edwin Diaz. No, listen, Edwin Diaz hasn't been great, but he hasn't been horrible.
I agree.
Okay, but the injury to AJ Minta, the
That's
injury.
a huge loss for the Mets because that's one less weapon when you have a dangerous righty. Let's say you're facing the Yankees and you got Judge coming up.
Well, he's a
He's a
lefty.
lefty. Excuse me. Let's say you have a huge lefty
You
coming up.
attack a lefty,
Yeah, with a
absolutely,
lefty. So
absolutely.
that's huge.
And he's good. He's good out of the bullpen. He was pitching to a 1.64 ERA. So that's the kind of news you don't want to hear. And you know what? That scares me a little bit. But you have to have faith in the front office to find more pitching. Danny Young is another one that went down. He hasn't been excellent, but he's another lefty that you can come out of the bullpen. With him, I'll see you in 2026. With Minta, I'm a little worried. But I feel like they'll figure it out and get some arms to replace that.
Yeah, if there's one thing the Mets have done, have done an excellent job of doing the past few seasons is adding pieces to the team, whether it's signing, a free agent or making a trade for, to fill a hole in their current roster.
Right.
So there's no doubt in my mind the Mets are going to make a move. If needed, they're going to fill that spot. 100%.
Right. So we'll see what happens with that. Now let's go. Listen, so the pitching, I got to tell you, they've done a great job, and we're going to keep it at that. The starting pitching has been great. The bullpen has been good, and it just goes to show why they're in first place in the National League East with the Phillies chasing. Let's go to the offense.
With the Phillies, all the Phillies fans, I hope you heard that.
Let's go to the offense. All right. So listen, got to give credit to Pete Alonso, man.
Oh, he has been phenomenal this season. It's surprising to me. He's tearing the baseball.
I've watched this guy his whole career, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen him chase an outside slider 2 feet out the zone, and I think that is one of the main reasons why this guy is doing what he's doing this year, because he's not chasing that pitch anymore. He's laying off of it.
He's having better at bats. I agree.
Absolutely.
He's fouling everything off. He's fighting every at bat. And if you give him a pitch to hit, he's gonna hit it. He's not gonna miss his pitch this year.
Yeah, when he's going well, it's opposite field, doubles in the gap, right center field.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he's doing well. How much of that is help from Soto? It's hard to put stats there, but I do know today they went to the bullpen with a lefty. The Cardinals went to their bullpen to get a lefty to face Soto. Soto ultimately ends up walking, and then the lefty has to face Alonso at bases loaded. He ultimately struck out on a bad call in game 1 of the doubleheader today, but he battled.
Yeah, that pitch was very questionable.
Right.
Despite that, he's batting .347 average, on base of .47.
470 on base.
OPS 1.1 OPS. I mean, this is all-star numbers, terrific numbers.
Yeah, he may actually deserve an all-star nod this year.
Yeah.
He may get in without having to hit the home run derby. Let's go down the line. Lindor has been excellent. Player defense, leading off the games. He's hitting really well, leading off the games. He's batting .291 on the year.
Yeah.
I can't say nothing bad about him. He's doing great on both sides of the field.
Playing solid
becoming the
defense. Makes all the routine plays at shortstop, even the tough ones. Been hitting excellent out of the leadoff spot. Can't ask for anything more from him. He hits for power. He hits for contact. Gets on base. What I like about Lindor is I feel like every time he's up in a big spot, it seems like he comes through, and I'm not even joking. It could be any situation, men on base, men not on base. When the moment counts, he comes through, and that's something like you really don't track with stats. That's more of like intangible, but I feel like he just has that that ability in him. When the moment is at its highest, he'll come through.
Do you think it has to do with? I mean, partially Soto behind him. He's getting better pitches this year.
I do. It's definitely been easier for him this year, but he was doing it last year too. So I don't, want to discredit him completely.
Right.
But it's definitely gotten easier since Soto's been behind him. But Lindor, he's been having, great season so far.
Yeah. No. You got to give Lindor a lot of credit, both sides of the field. He's turned into the leader that the Met fans and the Met organization has wanted for years. They finally got one who leads on both sides of the field. And we're grateful for that, Met fans. Let's go to Juan Soto. I know we're going to talk about Soto. Let's talk about Soto
let's talk
because
about Soto here.
everyone
Let's talk about Soto.
thinks Soto doesn't want to be a Met. He's not happy with the Mets.
258 average on the year.
The guy's batting 258 on the year.
I think for the amount of money you paid him, I think he should be doing a little bit better than that.
Well, listen, Juan Soto's a career 280 hitter career wise. Here's the thing with Juan Soto. If you haven't been watching, I don't say you, I say in general, if you haven't been watching, you don't think that this New York Mets lineup is better with him in that lineup, batting second, even though he hasn't been, your typical Juan Soto, then you don't know what the hell you're watching. Because we just talked about Lindor being better. We just talked about the St. Louis manager going to their bullpen to have a lefty face Soto. The guy's batting 258, but he also has a 380 on base percentage. He also has a 4.44 slugging. He needs to get that up. We agree with that, and that will come. And his OPS is at 824. But here's what's impressive with him.
Struck out twice today.
But here's what's impressive with him. And as I'm watching the game, and Lindor leads off with a ground ball to second base for the outs. But here's what's impressive with Soto: 25 walks.
Well, yeah, he did that last year on the Yankees too, where his eye was never in question.
Right, stay there. That's what I want to see. I want to see long at bats. I want you to grind them out, and everything else is gonna. The power's going to come, the ball's hitting the gap's going to come, and those balls that he's hitting for 104, 105 miles per hour off his bat that are going right to the defensive players, those are going to come also. And when he's going to earn his money is when you're in the 8th inning of a big game. And I don't mean a game in March. I don't mean a game in April. I don't mean a day in May. I mean a game in September or October where he's going to earn his money by having one of those at-bats.
You're assuming
against a premier starter or bullpen guy.
So you're assuming you're making the playoffs.
Well, as it stands right now, the season ended right now. We're in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, I mean, all this talk about, he's getting paid so much. You know what? I was there when he hit that home run last year as a New York Yankee. I have texts. I have receipts. What they call them, receipts? I have receipts from a lot of Yankee fans telling me, blank check. They got to give him a blank check. The Yankees got to give him a blank check. The point is this. He's going to be all right. Batting 258. Get it up to 278. That'll be great. Let the power start to come. He has 5 home runs on the year. He hit 2 in one game. This guy can hit 5 in a week.
But bottom line, I think here is you're expecting more from him.
As we're talking, he's got a base hit.
Okay, yeah, nice single. But
1,000 today.
The bottom line is you are expecting a little bit more production from him.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come.
He hasn't looked himself.
Yeah, but I think that will come. That's definitely
come. I have no doubt it'll
come. For people who think it's not going to come, I mean...
Yeah, they're a little delusional.
Yeah, so...
I think...
You want a little bit more?
As of this point in the season, you are expecting more from Soto. He hasn't played up to his potential, his ability that we know he can play.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So... As of right now, I don't think he's playing as good as he knows he can play.
Of course not. He's not. He's below his he's below his career averages.
He'll come around.
Of course.
I believe he'll come around. Right. But right now, he hasn't looked like the vintage Juan Soto that we've seen.
But I still think he helps the team. That's why when the manager goes to the bullpen to get a lefty to face him, that now that lefty has to face Alonso. And then he draws the walk against the lefty who was specifically put there to get Juan Soto out.
Well, yeah, that's credit to his eye.
Right.
He has one of the best eyes in baseball.
Right.
Yeah, so I think he'll come around.
Yeah, I think he's been helpful to the team. I think he's been more than helpful to the team, and he's a big piece on this team. I really do believe that, even though the numbers are not showing it yet. And Gold Glove incoming. You heard it here first.
From who?
Juan Soto.
Oh, God. Gold Glove?
Let me tell you what I'm upset about, though. You ready? So, I love Brandon Nimmo, but I feel like he needs better at bat. I feel like he needs needs to, look for the holes in the infield. Try to get base hits, singles, and
Hmm.
stop trying to swing it, out of your cleats and
It's yeah. Every
for the
time every
fences,
time he
man.
swings, it looks like he's just trying to hit the ball 500 feet.
Yeah,
What I noticed the difference between maybe the end of last season into this season. Last season, I felt like he was hitting the ball more for contact, where he would
right.
get those opposite field pokes, through the holes between short and third, or hitting it to left field. Now I feel like he's just trying to rocket the ball out of right field.
Yeah.
He's hitting the ball hard though. You can't argue that.
No, he is, but I just feel like he extends this lineup a lot more if he's just hitting the ball gaps or hitting for singles,
Yeah,
base
just getting
hits.
on base.
Yeah, and and I think he could be more help to it.
Yeah, he's sitting at a 230 average.
That's not him. I don't think he's a 230 kind of guy, man. That's why it upsets me. I think he can hit for a better average there.
Yeah,
Career wise, he's 260.
I think he took better at bats when he was more focused on, driving the ball the other way. I
He
think
took
he should get back to that approach.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up now. Last year he hit 224. So I mean, this
Maybe
is
that is
trending
maybe
here,
that
man.
is the
The year before that he hit 274. So I don't like to see that. It's trending that way, but we'll see where it goes from there. Mark Vientos, another guy who I'm gonna give him time. He's batting 209. He does have 4 home runs. His OPS is at 666. He can get that up also.
yeah
He
he's
started
in
off really slow.
really really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I cut
Yeah.
you there.
He's also struggled early on in the season.
Hmm.
He started to pick it up a little bit. I still don't think he's. I still feel like a lot of Met fans expected way more from him. I think there was a lot of hype coming into the season for Vientos, and they thought, he was gonna put up these incredible numbers again. And right now, batting 209 average, on base percentage 292, not looking great. Only slugging only 374, not looking great.
Yeah, he has to get that going. And I've seen a lot of balls hit hard at people, but then I've also seen a lot of balls hit very soft that bounced and rolled to the corner for a triple. So that equals out. I like to see better at bats and balls. He's another one. He's a guess type of hitter. He guesses fastball and he ends up swinging at a slider, a foot out of the zone. But I think that will come also. Luis Angel Acuna has been
Yeah. I know you love
awesome.
him.
Listen, he needs to start every day. Start him at second base. When Vientos ain't feeling good, start him at third base. And when McNeil throws another tantrum, start him in the outfield. The kid can play multiple positions.
I like that about him, that you can put him anywhere and he'll field any position. He's having good at bats. He's very he's like one of those kind of glue guys. Like you throw him in and he will perform anywhere. You throw him in the outfield, he's catching fly balls. Put him in the infield, he's making the plays.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's stealing bases. He's getting on base. He's coming through with some nice hits. That's a good piece to your lineup right there.
Yeah, I like him.
He's very good. I like him too.
So as we stand today on May 4th, the Mets stand at 22-12 with the second. Well, now it's actually the third best record in the National League behind the Angels and the Padres. The National League West is scary, man.
Yeah, they got a lot of power.
They got 3 teams with 20 wins, and you got the Diamondbacks who came into Citi Field and took 2 out of 3 from the Mets. They went into Yankee Stadium. They took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. That team is good too, and they're in 4th place.
Yeah, I know that a lot of powerhouse teams in the National League.
Yeah.
It's a tough league to be in. National League West: Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Diamondbacks,
And the Rockies with 6 wins.
or Rockies.
Well, here's the crazy thing. The National League East and the National League Central, you better win your division.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you better
You're
win your
not-
division.
You probably won't make the.
Because it's going to
playoffs.
be the National League East winner, the National League Central winner, and then you're going to have the National League West winner and the wild cards coming out of National League West. That's what it's looking like.
It's tough. It's a tough year for the National League, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of good teams.
Yeah.
The Cubs look good. Like a lot of teams we didn't even expect to look good.
Yeah, you got this
So-
kid named Pete Crow Armstrong. I don't know where he came from.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen. Follow, like,
Right.
subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you
Yes.
for watching.
Catch us on the next one. Thank you.